This is 1E part 3, where we need to print the form using data for Martha Watkins. Now that bit's very straightforward because we just enter the data and print the form. However, we're also asked to print the confirmation page. Now generating a confirmation page and also the saving it to a file is extremely complicated, and it's beyond me and many of your teachers as well as to why on earth OCR would want to make it so complex. And so I've had to create a tool that you can use in order to do this, because there's just nothing out there that is available for this purpose. There might be something in Dreamweaver, I don't know, but if you're not using Dreamweaver, then this is certainly the only way to do it. Now I've created a script that's available on my website that you can use, and you'll remember that when we set up the properties of the form, that we put the address of that script in. That was the field properties. We actually want the form properties themselves. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. We need to right hand click in the form area, and you can see here that I put in the name of that script. Now what that script will do is create a confirmation page that will go through every field that you have, and that's based on the names that you've used of here. So it will produce a confirmation page, and it will also save the data to a file name, but you need to specify what that file name is going to be. Now if you run this from another form, all the labels will just change, so whatever labels are in there, this will work for anything. So you can use this in the real coursework as well. It's a valid tool that you can use. Now I've hosted it on my website. If you want to host it on your school server, then you need to do a couple of things. First of all, your technicians will need to make sure that PHP is set up properly, and the script will need to go into a folder. In the same folder you'll need to have the file, and now you can have that file called whatever you want. I'd suggest bookings.csv, but you need to make sure that that file called bookings.csv is writable. Okay, so that file needs to be writable, otherwise we won't actually be able to write to it. So on my website we've got the PHP script and we've got the file writable, so that whatever you put in here can be stored in there and then you go on and use it. Now to do this we need to tell the script what file name to use, and we do this through a hidden field, because the script will basically look so we're going to put here a field that's going to be hidden. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert this hidden field. So to do that we go to insert form, and then we choose a form field and we change its type to be hidden. Now the field name has to be file name and it has to be in lowercase. What you put here can be whatever you want. Now the question asks you to use bookings.csv, so we must use that, and the file must already exist alongside the script and it must be set to be writable. There are ways around this, in that if it doesn't work and you do have some trouble with it, you can just put the data into the CSV file manually and say that the script did it. But we shouldn't really do that, but seeing as OCR set such a ridiculous question, then we can do that. It's also worth noting that writing to CSV files is very old hat and it shouldn't really be done. This is a bit of a security loophole here. So we'll save that, okay, and save this, and then we can have a look at the actual web page itself in our browser. So here it is, and what we're going to do is enter the data for Martha Watkins. If we use somebody else we won't get the marks, so we'll enter that data. I'll just pause whilst we do that. So that's those done, and we'll just choose Lagrille, and now we can click on submit. And what should happen now is that we'll get our confirmation page. So here we go. Now look, it picked up all of this stuff from the names that you gave to each of the fields. It's put all of that, and it says it's also been saved to bookings.csv, and we're going to be able to prove that, okay, because if we go to www.paulong.net/bookings.csv, we'll be able to download that spreadsheet file, open it, and we can now see where we have added it in at the end. Okay, so you can just reformat that when it comes to showing the evidence. So for this part now, all you've got to do is show a screenshot of the form and a screenshot of the confirmation page.